Priestley had a vicious last woman standing match with Nixon Newell for the WCPW Women's title. Newell was victorious on that occasion, and since then, or really since the beginning of their feud with each other, Bea Priestley has had it in for Nixon Newell.
And Dave, you know what I like even more than an incredible woman with an incredibly bad attitude? Yes, go on.
Your taste in women constantly baffles me.
Two incredible women with two incredibly bad attitudes. Look at these two. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It shouldn't go together, but it just works supremely. And something tells me that Nixon Newell is in a world of trouble.
Yeah, Bea Priestley has definitely managed to find someone after her own heart in Alex Windsor.
And introducing their opponents. They are the team of Little Miss Roxxy and the WCPW Women's Champion, Nixon Newell.
Nixon Newell has been on cloud nine since becoming the WCPW Women's Champion. Let's see if she can do to Bea Priestley in tag team action what she did in singles with her partner tonight, Little Miss Roxxy.
Well, who could forget that incredible, and I'm going to give it all the credit in the world, that incredible last woman standing match. I tell you, it's one of the most brutal women's matches I've seen, and I was a big fan of All Japan women back in the day. But Nixon Newell proved exactly why, for that night at least, she deserved to walk out with that belt. But knowing Bea Priestley, a woman from London like I do, I can only tell you that will have stoked a fire that will ignite right here on Loaded.
Priestley's partner Alex Windsor certainly has a good deal of wrestling pedigree. She was trained by Ricky and Saraya Knight, the parents of WWE superstar Paige. So to say she's in good company in terms of the background she's coming from would be an understatement.
And Alex Windsor, the way that she moves, she actually reminds me of Sweet Saraya. And you've got one woman from London and one woman called Alex. I mean, it's a match made in heaven for me. It's exactly, it's going to be the best match I've ever commentated. And there's a women's wrestling chant before this match has even begun. And you know why, Dave? Off the back of that last woman standing match, like I said. I mean, what condition do you think Bea Priestley's head is in? She got German suplexed into that chair and then just had her head almost kicked off her shoulders by Nixon Newell.
Yeah, maybe it knocked some respect into her, we'll find out. Though I'm not very hopeful based on her arrogant swagger here so far. Interesting to see that Windsor very vocal in that interview backstage before this match, saying that she too is going after Nixon Newell's championship.
And that's an interesting combination because, in a way, you've got two women that, at least for this match, are working together. They have similar attitudes and they have one goal. Unfortunately, that goal is the WCPW Women's Championship, and only one of those women can hold that, so that could lead to some fireworks.
Yeah, they are competing for the same prize, but I think Bea Priestley's hatred of Newell is just so much that even if it involves teaming with someone who is technically a rival, she's prepared to do it if it's someone who hates Nixon Newell as much as she does.
And look at the aggression there of Windsor. And if in doubt, a hair puller sort it out. Some wrestling psychology for you.
And it rhymed as well. Well done. Windsor and Newell going toe-to-toe in the opening moments. And as you said, the crowd here very much on the side of Nixon Newell after that brutal victory at Stacked.
Amateur-style waistlock takedown into a front facelock there by Nixon Newell. And this woman has incredible, I guess, technical wrestling credentials, but as we can see there from that, so does Alex Windsor.
The WAW school in Norwich, certainly very proficient in teaching the ground game as well as all other parts of the wrestling business.
And if you're familiar with your British wrestling history, you'll know that that headband that Alex Windsor has on is a tribute to Sweet Saraya, and you've got to believe that Saraya's going to be watching this one and cheering for a girl.
Newell kicks Windsor away. The champion to her feet, ducks a clothesline. Drop kick sends Windsor down. Little Miss Roxxy standing there smiling as Nixon Newell, her tag partner, takes control of this one. It's Bea Priestley in there now.
And Little Miss Roxxy is the least experienced woman in this match. Trained up in Newcastle, at Rampage Brown's NGW school. And, you know, many people believe that she started wrestling way early into her training, and this will be possibly her biggest test ever.
She's in at the deep end here in WCPW, and against the best we have to offer. But she is more than holding her own as she applies that wrist lock and cinches it down on B. Priestley. Priestley now with a reversal and a forearm to the face. Baptism of fire for Little Miss Roxxy.
And you won't learn that in the training school. You know, textbook reversal by Little Miss Roxxy, but it was B. Priestley with that forearm saying welcome to WCPW.
Priestley and Windsor keeping Roxxy in their own corner away from Newell. Once again, it looked like they were going to Irish whip her to the other side, but cutting that ring in half, that is superb tag team strategy. Second time into the corner. Roxy's in trouble here, I think. Windsor dominating her smaller opponent. Look at this now. Roxxy is trying to fight back, but relentless strikes between the shoulder blades from Windsor.
And it's a great strategy by Priestley and Windsor because they've got the least experience go in the match, cut the ring in half, and now just decimate Little Miss Roxxy. And look at this. Look at this submission. It's folded her up like an accordion. It looks like it's not quite finished. Hold on.
Yeah, Priestley.
Oh,
for goodness sake. We've seen this before. Utterly disgusting.
And it goes back in the mouth. I'll tell you what, if a chewing gum's worth chewing, it's worth chewing twice. It didn't rhyme, but it was still some good philosophy.
I'm just grossed out by that. She's got no respect. Her parents teach her no manners at all. Priestley is picking up Roxxy as Nixon Newell still struggling on the outside.
Greco-Roman face lick.
What is she doing?
And Little Miss Roxxy, she doesn't like having her face licked. And look at this, look at the fire in this young lady from the north of England. But she is a long way from her corner.
Roxxy is taking both of these women on and doing it quite well. She spins them round. Just a pile of human flesh there.
And this referee, Dave, needs to get some order in this one and get some order quick, because Little Miss Roxxy is literally in a handicap match there against two vicious young ladies.
Yeah, this has been a handicap ever since Priestley knocked Nixon Newell off the apron. I'm not sure. I think the referee's a little intimidated by the ferocity of the attack from all four of these women. Newell tags in, finally. Roxy's going to get a break, and now the champion will unload on two of her fiercest challengers. Newell with those leaping forearms. Priestley ducking for cover, but Windsor still in danger as Newell will charge her in the corner a second time.
And it's that trademark fire that we've become so familiar with in Nixon Newell. And Windsor charges, and Nixon Newell moves out of the way, and look at that kick, straight to the temple.
Windsor on her debut is rocking and reeling here. She could be in trouble as the champion, Newell, ascends to the top rope. Nixon Newell spins round, shades of Molly Holly there.
Like a somersault Fez press. And I bet you Lou Fez never looked that good doing it.
Fez would be more than impressed with the intensity of Nixon Newell, and indeed of Little Miss Roxxy, who's doing very well on her debut.
Like backcracker there, but the full force, instead of going on the back, went on the back of the head of B. Priestley. Don't forget the same back of the skull that collided with that steel chair in the last women's standing match.
Newell and Windsor are mixing it up on the outside, and Newell has been getting the better of it. Windsor is holding her own. Priestley is now on the apron as well, but Roxxy is lining something up. The crowd getting to their feet. What are they going to see? Oh, she got blocked by Priestley.
She spent too long. You know, it's the inexperience of feeding off that crowd, and in some senses playing to that crowd, and it may have just cost her tag team. And look at that, face first into the steel.
Windsor slotting right in to this women's division. Been very, very impressive. As the tag partner of B. Priestley. And speaking of impressive, that was some suplex.
And now Alex Windsor's going to pick the bones of Little Miss Roxxy and whatever she has in mind. Oh, looks like she's going for like a sharpshooter there. Variation. Oh, look at that. Look at that twist on the ankle. And
absolutely excruciating.
And she's got the hair. Dave, that is something needs to happen because no one can stay in that for that long.
A long way from the ropes as well. Referee,
she tapped.
She taps. And that will be that. Impressive stuff from Alex Windsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, the team of Priestley and Alex Windsor.
Well, Dave, you know me, I am not a fickle individual, and this is going to be tough for me to say, but I may have just found my new favourite female in WCPW. I am so torn. I'm almost as torn as the cartilage in Little Miss Roxxy's knee, and that's saying something.
Look at the cheap shots on Nixon Newell.
And just when Nixon Newell thought that she had the number of the entire WCPW women's division, along comes Alex Windsor and knocks that number clean out of her head. And they're not done.
Windsor and Priestley finding that a mutual enemy is a great basis for an alliance. As they are, what are they doing? They're tying Newell up in the ropes. Well, come on, Nixon Newell is helpless. Roxxy is back. Roxxy's going to try and assist her tag partner.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my God.
Wow. Windsor is taking full advantage of this global stage that WCPW has. And talk about making an impact. Yeah, she's got that belt.
Oh God. Well, Windsor has the championship belt that belongs to Nixon Newell. Windsor is saying that's my championship.
And look at Priestley looking at that. I mean, what's Priestley thinking?
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going through Priestley's head. Has been knocked silly as Nixon Newell, but in a desperation to get payback on Nixon Newell, what has Priestley unleashed by bringing Alex Windsor to WCPW?
And talking about unleashing mayhem, what has Adam Batiste unleashed? Because coming up next day, for one night only and for one match only, the pile driver ban has been lifted as Big Damo faces the man that he took out with that very move, Rampage, in our main event.
This will not be for the faint-hearted. Things could get dangerous in a hurry. Rampage and Damo settle their feud next.
Hey Susie, you alright? Look, I saw the Kurt Angle Invitational Rumble. I know Primate didn't win. He did really well, like he came close, you know? Look, right, I know things haven't been great between us since WCPW started. I just want you to know, I'm always, if you ever want to talk, if you want someone to, you know, a shoulder to lean on, I'm always here for you as a threat.
Do you want to see WCPW live but are allergic to the awful people of Newcastle? WCPW is coming to Greater Manchester on Saturday the 8th of October to the Altrincham Silver Blades Arena. Your ticket won't just get you a stat card featuring Cody Rhodes versus Kurt Angle, but will also grant you access to our first ever fan convention during the day. Meet the What Culture guys, have photos with your favourite WCPW wrestlers, a host of other surprises, and VIP members will get to meet Kurt Angle and Cody Rhodes in person. Tickets can be bought at WC.PW.